Before moving on to the Sheriff's office, I first wanted to make it so that the level is in the night as planned. I first changed the sky atmosphere to a dark grey. I then raised the clouds as I thought they were a little too low. Next, I turned off the atmosphere sunlight and the directional light by changing the value to 1. This will get rid of the big sun in the sky whilst keeping the light in the level. I then dimmed the directional light to 0.5 lux, and afterwards changed the auto exposure bias to 0.7, so that the map is just the amount of darkness I'd like the player to see. I can now create my Sheriff's office. I was going to place it in its original planned position, however I found that there was no room there, so I decided to instead place it in this expensive looking block of rooms, as this seemed fit for a person of high status. I first placed a table, scaled it to the same value as in the random room actors, and rotated it accordingly. I then added point lights into the room. I plan to have lights across my world acting as lamps. I gave them a warm yellow tone and set the intensity to 12 lux to not be too overbearing. After adding these, I added a chair, dagger, and coin props to the sheriff's desk. I then needed to change the material on the coin and the chess model I sourced from writer Psychiatricus. With the chess model, I had modified which faces the materials affected to get the look that I desired. I planned to have a gold material that would be used on both models and gave it a metallic value. I first made one brown material for the wood of my chest. I then made the gold material, giving it a dark yellow colour constant and a constant of 1 for metallic and specular. This made the gold coins look great. I then gathered a key model from Turbo Squid, ensuring it can be used commercially. I gave this mode the same gold texture and placed it on the table. I plan to make an actor for the key to allow the player to open the chest in the vault. After completing this, I laid guards throughout and outside the sheriff's office and gave them patrol points too. After testing, I realised I had rotated the guards, forcing their patrol points to be off. I then set their rotation to 0 and remade any needed patrol points. Additionally, I had forgotten to create a navmesh bounds volume to allow the AI to navigate the area. Now that I fixed this problem, I began to create my key actor. I first copied the gold blueprint as it will have a similar nature and renamed it key. I then changed the mesh and resized the collision box. I also had to create a new boolean for the key to allow the player character to know it is in range of the key and not gold. After, I added a sequence on the interact event to go to another branch with this new boolean, and after checking in range on the key, it sets another new boolean called hasKey and destroys the actor. Finally, I had to extend the bind for the interact text. On this, I created a sequence that checks another branch with the boolean of in-range key from the player character. If this is true, it will set this text. If this is true, it will set the text the same as if you were in range of gold. If both of these are false, then it will return to nothing.